You may have heard discussions about compensation recently. It's a hot topic.
How hot, Diamond?
Very hot. So much so that we've created a new form for buyers to submit with their offer in situations where the compensation offered by the listing broker or seller is less than the amount the buyer agreed to pay to their buyer's broker. It's the buyer request for seller's compensation of buyer's broker addendum.
That sounds like it'd be very useful. Is it streamlined, easy to follow?
Very much so. There are really three main sections of this new addendum. The first section states the amount of cooperative compensation that the listing broker has agreed to pay the buyer's broker. The compensation amount is specified as a monetary fee or a percentage of the purchase price. The second main section on the form is the seller's compensation. If selected, the seller agrees to pay the buyer's broker in an amount specified as monetary fee or a percentage of the purchase price. And finally, there is the seller compensation at settlement paragraph. Here, the seller authorizes the settlement agent to pay buyer's broker at settlement the combined amount of cooperative compensation from the listing broker and the amount of compensation that the seller has agreed to pay to buyer's broker.
Does this affect any agency relationships between buyer and seller?
Good question. The source of compensation agreed to in this addendum does not affect the agency relationships between the buyer and seller and their respective real estate brokers.
Okay, so this addendum doesn't make the buyer's broker a party to the contract, but buyer and seller agree that buyer's broker is the intended third-party beneficiary of the right to be paid compensation.
Exactly, Taylor. In the event of any conflict relating to compensation between the seller to buyer's broker, this addendum shall determine that outcome.
Great, thanks for walking me through that, Diamond.
My pleasure.